Yo guys, a short introduction to this playlist. First of all, I wanted to say it is not a tutorial. You obviously can use it, but I can say you that I made a lot of mistakes building my first FPV drone, and my approach that I used was kind of like learn on the way. I work and I learn on the way, just brute force it. That also means, yes, you build fast and you start with it fast, but you also have a higher chance to break something on the way. Um, yeah, before I started, I think I watched like a couple videos on YouTube, couple hours maybe, from different channels. Most of it was from the channel of Joshua Bartwell, and I suggest you, if you really want to learn about FPV and you want to go deeper into the topic, and yeah, you just want to learn about it, yeah, go to his channel. Joshua Bartwell gives you a lot of content for free, and it is really good content. Yeah, he seems like a cool guy. So yeah, check his channel out. I am still watching him, and I still learn a lot from him. Um, yeah. So what I wanted to say that, as I told you before, it is not a tutorial. This is my way how from a guy who basically doesn't really know what FPV means to, let's say, your drone, your end product is built completely, it flies, it is controllable, the OSD works, you have no problems with vibrations, the drone flies just mwah, you know. Um yeah, in like 50 hours, something like that. Um why why do I have this playlist? So first of all, I think when I watch a lot of YouTube content, often I see that if someone builds a drone or something like that, um, you see only like 10 minutes, you know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes videos. It's crazy cut. You don't really see the real effort behind the scenes. And I wanted to record something or capture something where you could, yeah, where you could just see most of it or everything. It's what you see in the videos or in the video capture. That is like 90%, 95% of the work that I did on the drone, and that gives you kind of like an assumption what how much time would you need to build, let's say, a 5-inch drone from scratch without much experience, or without any experience. Yeah, overall, what can I say? I made a lot of mistakes here. Probably also mistakes that I didn't realize and I don't know about them still. But yeah, I'm still learning. I have a lot to learn, and yeah. So what can I mention to you? For example, if you start with FPV, you have no experience, start with something cheap. Start with a tiny whoop. Try to build yourself a tiny whoop or a small drone, because bigger drones costs more. They cost usually more. Obviously, there's some difference between analog and digital. Like digital VTXs and systems. Like digital systems, they are more expensive than analog systems. Like a lot. Um, yeah, but I 3D printed my frame. That was the first mistake. 3D printed frames don't really suit for bigger drones. You could do it if you have some experience in vibrations, engineering, resonance, so you know how to mitigate them, like reduce them with the design of a drone. I don't have such knowledge, so for me it's not suited, and I ended up buying an industrial carbon frame. Yeah, also, during this playlist, you're gonna see that I have fried my VTX, and yeah, I learned from it. Uh, was not so quite pleasant. I also had like a bad soldering iron that I never really used, like once. And if you have bad instruments or you work with cheap instruments, you're gonna feel a lot of discomfort and pain. Like they're gonna make your work not enjoyable. You're gonna take a lot more time. You're gonna break things. Maybe buy yourself like a solid or a good soldering iron. Um, yeah. Also, I wanted to mention that some VTX models have no micro SD card slots. They have no USB connectors. They have just an internal memory. So the only way to update them is through a certain connector, yeah, to access this internal memory. I didn't knew it, so it took me a little bit more time. Um, yeah. Also, I wanted to say that, for example, if you're using Betaflight and you want to update your drone via Betaflight, you need to start your drone from the bootloader mode. To access the bootloader mode, your Windows system, operating system, must have certain drivers installed. For Betaflight, it is software zadig. If you don't install it, you will have a lot of trouble. You will not be able to access, yeah, your drone in Betaflight through the bootloader mode. You need zadig for Betaflight. Um, what else do I wanted to say? There are some small things maybe to mention. For example, I live in Germany. In Germany, there's a point like if your drone is heavier than 250 grams, you must have some sort of a competence license or a drone pilot license. So it took me like around 80 or 100 euros and couple days to yeah, to make this online test and to get the license. And you also in Germany must have some sort of an insurance for a drone. Um, yeah, yeah. There are probably like a lot more things to mention, but in the videos I tried to comment the important parts where I just write in red, don't do that. You cannot do that. Yeah. Also overall, yeah, I just wanted to show you the whole process just in raw how uh, how I did it my way, how I learned it, how I jumped into this topic, and perhaps it's not the best way, it's not ideal, but it worked out for me. And maybe if you watch it, you might learn something from it. I don't know. But I just give you the transparent material, what I did, and I guess enjoy it. Have a nice day. Good luck, and maybe you're gonna see us. Ciao.